Recording in progress.
Okay, as we get settled in for the meeting this evening, I just would like to remind everybody to mute and unmute your mics and make sure that we're coming in through the speakers, because we don't have Megan to take minutes this evening. So we are going to really rely on, we're going to have Cheyenne Smith. It's our new senior library associate meeting room coordinator. She's going to do their best to take some minutes, but we're going to really rely on the recording. So the more we can get into the sound system, the clearer it will be. So I appreciate that.
Calling to order the March 9th, 2026 Board of Library Trustees meeting at 7:02 p.m. Do we have any public comment? Anybody online present? And anything else? There it is. Pat.
One public comment came in through the Bolt email from a resident concerning regarding adult theme performance offered to children at our library. It's a more lengthy email and we have a response, and a copy will be forwarded to the full board, or a copy can be made available rather than read the full thing in the record so everyone can see it. And that was all from the inbox.
Any other public comment? Anybody online? Anybody in person? Looks like no. Okay, moving on to the mini food pantry proposal from Troop 702.
And there is a microphone. You go to the podium, there is a microphone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bill. I'm going to be talking about a proposal for putting a miniature food pantry on the property of the Reading Public Library for use for people who are in need of food or people who would like to donate food to the food pantry. I have some paperwork to hand around. The boxes will be, I'm hoping to have the box placed out in front near the main entrance for it to be accessible to all people. I'm hoping for it to be a permanent fixture. Although us at Troop 702, we cannot maintain it as a part of this project in long term. That would have to be separate.
Protection. We don't think it'll be this. And if
Who's speaking? Oh, okay.
I don't believe the Reading Public Library will be required to fund the project. And that's most of what I have, if anyone has any questions.
I do. So if it's going to be near the front door outside, I assume based on the picture of the structure. What type of food are we expecting to go in there? The only reason I ask, it gets really hot out there in the summer with the blazing sun. And if people throw certain types of food in there and nobody's maintaining it, could get real funky real fast. Yeah, exactly. Things could explode, et cetera. Somebody puts eggs in there, we're gonna have a bad day.
The food is supposed to be non-perishable and shelf stable for long periods of time.
After it's up, how, like, if you guys aren't gonna be maintaining it, who is supposed to be picking it up? Who's actually going to be emptying it?
I believe the Reading Food Pantry.
Okay. And do we have a timeline for them? Do we know? I just don't, my concern is, like I said, I don't want to be filled with food and nobody picking it up.
Have you been working with someone from the food pantry on this project?
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm on payment.
Thank you.
Simone's the director for people who don't know that.
What's your plan to get the word out to have people know to drop perishables?
We're planning on I'm planning on printing out some signage and placing it taped onto the inside of the box. And then the food pantry is also going to be spreading the word too.
Is this primarily to gather donations or to distribute to people in need?
Based off of what they said, I believe it's both.
Have you visited any other pantries, little mini food pantries, or seen examples of them?
They're based in Wakefield. The other troop also did this. And then there's also one of the churches near town center.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Or you said Wakefield?
Yes.
Okay, near the church town center, okay.
And I think the Baptist Church in Reading, I've seen it, yeah.
So to Cappy's point about how this side of the library gets full sun, it really does bake out there. Was there any thought given to putting it on the other side of the building? I know it doesn't get as much traffic with people coming in and out, but it might protect the food a little more.
I wasn't really sure about which side to put it on because I'm not really in charge of the building. I was also wondering if you guys could tell me where you think another good spot would be too.
I mean, what are your thoughts on placement?
So I'll say that I love this idea.
Yeah, it's a
And
great idea, by the way.
we
It's a
have,
great idea.
we have previously worked with another, I'm assuming this is an Eagle Scout project? Yes, we've worked with scouts before. In fact, there was an Eagle Scout who put in our flagpole.
Mhm.
And basically, the way that process went is the trustees approved it. And then I worked directly with the scout and we looked at it during different times of the day. We weren't sure where on the property and we decided where to put it. And we had to do the little light and everything. So I would be very happy to work with Bill and to, again, we can look at different times of the day. We can look at different parts all around the building. And then we can decide where the most effective placement and safest placement would be. I will just note, and I'm assuming the food pantry knows this, but we do have exterior security cameras that are only used for forensic purposes, meaning if nothing happens, it just gets erased. But I do think it's important to know that it is something that will be, which is good because we'd see if somebody vandalized it or did something like that. But there is, it is a public building and there are, and our visitors will be noted. It's not wholly private, but I don't know that that's a barrier.
I don't believe privacy is a barrier.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, anybody have any other questions? If not, do we have a motion? Or would we like to think about this and push it till next month? Motion of some sort.
What's your timeline?
Yeah, exactly.
Good
Very
question.
Thank you, Amy.
I'm hoping to get this done before sometime around in July, because it has to be done before my 18th birthday, which is on November 4th.
Excellent. Yeah. Then perhaps there could be a motion to um, give me permission to work with the Scout bill to take this as far as it can go.
How about I move to conditionally approve the mini food pantry proposal from Troop 702 to support the Reading Food Pantry. With the next steps is to determine best location and setup.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Oh, it's
Do a roll
roll call. Didn't see you. Hey, Andrew.
Hi, guys.
What's up? Sorry about that. I do appreciate it.
First, any comment,
Yeah.
discussion
Sorry.
among the board?
Roll call vote. Andrew Grimes.
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Great idea.
Oh, and I'm also supposed to.
Next item on the agenda is the spring programming update. I know, it's so, you got very lucky with the.
Diane will help you figure out how to share
Your
your.
deck is very festive. Super.
It says disabled. Yeah, it's in the packet.
We all have.
You'll have it in the,
Yeah.
you'll have it in the packet. Andrew, I don't know if Andrew has his packet up. Also share my screen. Go. All right. There you go.
So I'm just going to tell you to switch slides, I guess.
Yes.
So I'm Olivia McElwain. I'm the head of public services here at the library. So I'm going to give the public services spring update, but first we have to look back at the wonderful snowy winter that we had. We all had, yeah, that's true. That is very true. So we can go to the next slide after you do full screen. We had a Celtic concert with Jeff Snow early in December, actually, and we had 45 attendees, which was awesome because in December, there's always a drop off in attendance, but this one was very highly attended. That was for adults. We also had Become a Suit Master, which had 30 very lively, very happy attendees. And there was a wait list of about 15 people, so we might bring it back for next winter. They were very happy with that one. We also hosted a mini rave for the toddlers with glow sticks and disco balls, and they had a great time dancing. It was really fun. That was in January. We also hosted our first clothing swap. This was actually the weekend of our first 20-inch snowstorm. I got 20 inches where I live. I think Reading got like a foot, maybe. But it was the weekend of the snowstorm and we had 70 attendees, which is awesome. And we had 200 donations afterward. Any extra donations we had were donated to the American Red Cross and a women's shelter in Haverhill. We also hosted with Reading Neighbors Network an author talk, which had 32 attendees, which is amazing for an author talk. Usually we have a very small crowd for those, but we partnered with Reading Neighbors Network and Whitelum, and we had a really great turnout for that. And we also had, I'm boasting, but we also had a really great turnout for our exam cram during midterms because we gave Chipotle for the first time.
Nice.
And they loved it. We had 140 people. Yeah. So we can go to the next slide. We also did trivia, and the librarians did beat the librarians at trivia by 79 points, which is unfair because there are 2 Jeopardy players.
Yeah.
It was,
Not even close.
no, people had 0 points by the end. Yeah, we did it Jeopardy style. Yeah, they wagered their points and the librarians gained more points and everyone else lost all their points.
Yeah.
So we will do it again because it was really popular. We had like 34 people. It was really good. I might make the team smaller for it to be fair. We can go to the next slide. Yes.
Same team.
They were.
Ridiculous.
To be fair, there was another Jeopardy contestant on a different team. So there was another Jeopardy person.
Really?
Yes. All right. So this is now looking ahead toward the spring. So we just had Sparkly Storytime on Saturday with 72 people. Everyone loved it. We had some people ask if we could have it again. They were very into it. We're hosting an author for children. Her name's Carrie Finnison. She wrote a book called Plenty of Pancakes. We will be serving pancakes because it's in the book. We will also be doing Giant Candyland again. That's for all ages during spring break. Citizen Kids is an amazing program that our librarian Megan White runs. It's through Jane Goodall's Root, Shoots, and Leaves. We do it every year. And the kids come up with a fundraising idea for something in town. In the past, they've done a yard sale. They've done a bake sale. It's all independent through the kids. They decide what's necessary for the town. At one point, they wanted to make a bike lane. So they dream big in that group. It's very fun. And we're also hosting another Zen Den, and that's a really great opportunity for kids, for tweens and adults to come together and do something that's not on a screen. So in the past, we've done painting. This time they're making air plants. And it's just time to spend with your tween. And then we are hosting a bingo bonanza for all ages during spring break as well. And it is a bingo that is banana themed. There will be banana splits. It'll be very fun. Our new partnerships, we've been working with the multilingual learner department for a long time, but these are new programs that we're doing with them. Once a month, we'll be hosting bilingual Portuguese story times for little kids. We're gonna have 2 Portuguese speakers and then a librarian who's an English speaker do these story times together. And then Lab, which is Ler Aprender Brilhar, is Read, Learn, Shine. And it's for English speaking kids to learn Portuguese, to learn how to speak to their classmates. So it's Portuguese speakers coming in and teaching kids how to speak Portuguese. And we have so many people on Mondays with the North Suburban Family Resource Network that they've added a class on our behalf. So now there's a mini class in addition to their 2 other classes they do here because it's too popular. We can go to the next slide. And then for the teens, to really piggyback off of K-pop Demon Hunters, they have a K-pop crafting program that coincides with a band named Twice that is coming to Massachusetts for the first time. So to prepare for that concert, they're inviting K-pop fans to come and make light sticks and cards. And we also have D&D sessions with Guildhall. There's 3 of them to try to level up. I don't know D&D terms that well, but try to level up your character over time. Megan is also hosting movie nights in the teen room during spring break. Her teen book group is continuing, and we're gonna try to do a video game hangout for the first time since COVID. I'll go to the next slide. And then this is for adults. So we just started the introductory Mandarin classes. They started last week and they run until April 8th, and it is a full session. This is free. A neighbor came in, and a Reading patron came in and said they wanted to do this for us. They're a Mandarin teacher, and it's a free class. We have 14 signups, and it's a good mix of like teens, new adults, like 20, 30 somethings, and people who are retired. So it's like a whole mix of people learning Mandarin together, and it's awesome. We extended the class. It was just 10 slots, but we had 14 people sign up, so all 14 are in the class right now. We also have Parenting the Emotionally Extreme Teen. That's an author event with a therapist. So it's hopefully people will read the book in advance, but they can come in and talk to the therapist about anything that they're seeing with their teen. And it's a really, really small class. So it's a little bit more private, but it's about 10 people and you sign up to talk to this author and get some advice. We also have mental health first aid for adults, which some of our staff members are doing. It's with Tanya for the Coalition for Prevention and Support, and it runs March 24th through April 21st. And our Live Wire series is continuing for elder services with Rounders to Baseball, the history of America's favorite game, because you can't go wrong with baseball at opening season. And then I'm hosting now, that's what I call trivia, which is trivia from the 2000s. And that's in April. And then our reference librarian, Ashley Cristiano, is hosting a beginner English class because she teaches English to non-English language or English as a second language speakers in Cambridge. So she's bringing it to Reading. We can go to the next slide. Yeah. These are our meetups. So board game night is always ongoing. It's once a month on Wednesdays. Crochet and knit drop-in is once a month on Tuesdays. English conversation group is every week on Mondays. Fact or fiction book group is once a month on Tuesdays. And this year, this quarter, we are introducing Mahjong meetup due to the popularity. It is every week on Wednesdays. We're hoping to bridge the gap between, we have a Reading group that meets here and then also a private citizen group that meets here. So I'm trying to bridge the two groups to play together. Yes. I believe it. We've also been asked. Yes, the next one is in June. We try to do them every quarter, but it depends on the availability of the person doing them. We are also doing more tech appointments. So Sarah's doing 2 to 3 a month. We're doing tech tips for saving money with Mystic Valley Elder Services. It's a 3-week class on how to save money by using technology. And we have one class in May, personalizing your iPhone and iPad and getting the most out of your device. And we actually just started going to Peter Sanborn House to do tech appointments as well for people who just got iPhones or iPads and they can't make it to the library. And then for the anniversary of the American Revolution, we have some programs coming up, including In the Margin, Women Printers in the 18th Century, which is with, I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, which is with Michelle Gabrielson. And it's how women helped the American Revolution through owning printing presses. And then in April, we have The Civilians Trapped Behind the Boston Siege Lines, which is with the historian Alexander Kane, and it's the aftermath of the Battle of Lexington and Concord and what happened to the citizens there. And then for our summer reading theme this year is Reading is Revolutionary to coincide with the American Revolution. And that's our logo that our new children's librarian, Lucy, created. Go to the next one. And then we have a Friends of the Reading Public Library outdoor concert series, which is to show off our brand new terrace, which you currently can't see because of the snow, but it will be available by the time these concerts start. And we have, for children, we have Little Groove, Stacey Peasley, Selena, which is a bilingual Portuguese concert. Mar Matoko are coming back. Rockabye Beats is bilingual in Spanish. Peter Sheridan is a fan favorite. And for adults, we have Speechless, which is a pop strings duo, kind of like Vitamin String Quartet. We have a pirate band that's also a comedy troupe, which is King Serpent Variety Troupe, and a brass band coming in as well. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Instantly booked concerts.
You guys have any questions? Beautiful.
Anyone? No, fantastic. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
That's my takeaway. We need a team to take you down.
I think the trustees should have a team. I'm just
think so.
saying. I think we should.
Exactly. It's gonna be like Ken Jennings and I'll give him my mask. Just come in.
I'll just also add that something that's not on there is tentatively planned for June 4th, I think, is the foundation will be having, we'll have more of a formal launch to the terrace. So the things that you saw were sort of late April and May, and we're working with the foundation to finalize the date and all of that, but they wanted to do something to kind of more formally open it and have a ribbon cutting. So that's going to be as early as we can get it, with no conflicts.
I was gonna ask, did people use it as a sledding hill before it, or is it now nice and steep?
Yes, they did use it as a sledding
Oh,
hill
it's just-
before, yeah. And we did,
Oh, it's-
we did
It
discuss
even
that.
has winter utility.
Yeah, we may put up some snow fencing or at least things to help protect certain bushes and shrubs once they get going, just to let the kids know, so. Honestly, though, it hasn't been enough snow for the last, for a number of years, so I think it hasn't been a while. It's been a while since they used it.
Okay, any questions or comments? Well, I guess not on the spring programming update. Next thing up is the update on the land acknowledgement.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, because we spoke about it at the last meeting, I wanted to let you know that I had reached out to Martin Sorger, who had worked with us on the donation board, and he worked with us on the tween spot design. So he is working and he's trying to, and he's taken some pictures of different spaces. We think we have a location that we want to do it in, and he is sourcing out vendors and pricing. So it's something that we might be able to do fairly quickly. We also might want to think about, maybe we do the land acknowledgement in November or November or October, which is the Native American Recognition Month, Remembrance Month. And so that's going, it's not going to be a huge cost. We're going to make a fairly small sign about the same size as that historical register thing. And then we will put once we have that all settled or figured out, we will post the National Register of Historic Places plaque on the building. And we will find a place into the brick of the old building to post it. So it may not be right as you enter because all of that is new, and that's not the part of the building that is considered historic. So it'll probably be somewhere near stairwell 1, which is the one going into the reading room or up to the children's room. So somewhere in that area.
Excellent. That's over on that side, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, you can see that from the road anyway. Any questions, comments on that? If not, we can move on to discussion and vote to sunset the ad hoc library landscape committee.
So the committee met in February when they met with the foundation to talk about the next steps for an event. But they also realized that as long as they're an ad hoc committee, they were put in place to design and do the quotes and oversee the implementation of this. They want to plan a party, and that's not necessarily needed to have a public committee for that. The folks that are on the committee would still like to participate, and so there's no policy decision, there's no money decisions, there's no anything. So they had requested that the trustees sunset the ad hoc library landscape committee as they have fulfilled their brief as was, I think it was in 2022 that we started that. So that was their request. It doesn't have to be tonight, or it could be tonight. It's completely up to the board.
Well, they ask specifically, right? I mean, there's
Yes, they
no
did.
reason to, is there any discussion?
We don't want to have to post a meeting every time we're like, ooh, should we have hors d'oeuvres? That kind of thing.
I move to sunset the ad hoc library landscape committee.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, starting with Andrew Grimes online.
Yes.
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 I'm a yes. Motion carries 6-0. The ad hoc library landscape committee is hereby sunset. Next item on the agenda is the financial report and the director's report. They kind of
I have to scroll down all the way past Olivia's amazing presentation. Yeah, this budget is doing well. I will say, I think we're under, did your scans not come out well? Looks like okay, it might be just my screen then. We are running under budget on salaries, which is mostly due to the number of transitions that we've had over the last year or so. We did have some cash donations, no specific donations for anything special this past month. Are there, I mean, we had what's not included here, because I think I just forgot to put it in here, but I did meet on last Wednesday night, the 7th. I'm sorry, what was the last Wednesday night? The 5th, something like that. The 4th? Okay, we'll call it the 4th, because then this Wednesday is the 11th. That makes sense. The town department heads and the new acting town manager, Jane Wellman, met with the finance committee on Wednesday, March 4th. We went through the whole budget in one night. It took a little while, but we got through that. The questions, there were really no questions for anybody. The budget that's been presented is as tight as it can be done. I just kudos to the town accountant, the CFO, Sharon Angstrom, which does an amazing job balancing things out. And, you know, if I say, oh, I don't need these $2,000, she finds a place to get it, or she asks somebody else for $10,000 so that we can fill in something else. So it's a really collaborative process with all the town departments heads, and Sharon is the CFO and she heads all of that up. So we were very pleased with that. So it looks like the FY27 budget is approved to go to town meeting, and that will be the final step, is to have it approved at town meeting. And there were no major changes. There's no staffing changes, particularly like no added hours or added positions for FY27 for the library. And if there aren't any questions about the finance, I'll go on to the director's report. So you'll notice this significant uptick in our volunteer hours with 103 in February. That's because our Bookmates program has started. If you're not familiar with that, that's where we work with and train teenagers, young adults, to read with younger readers. It's a fabulous program. It's a one-to-one program that the kids do. It takes a lot of coordination. It's a lot of work, but it's very, very rewarding, both for our staff and for the kids that are involved. So we're excited to bring that back, and we're hoping to have it as a regular feature, at least once a year, if not more. It's an opportunity for peer leadership or for leadership for our teens. Also, the locker use is up. I know it's something we've tracked, painfully tracked, meticulously tracked, I should say, since we've installed it. And it was just in February, 181 items were picked up. And I just got a report that on that last day of February, Valerie Gould-Heighthouse, who manages them, sent around an email saying, woo, 27 of 37 lockers are filled today. And I think actually having the snow has encouraged people to start using it, because they're like, oh, I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to finish shoveling before the library closes, so I can just pick things up. So it's really been, I think it's really starting to take off, and we have some regular users. We're getting new users. So I just wanted to let you know that seems to be going very well. Our home delivery is up, which is exciting. That's one of the hardest things to keep going. We always have to have volunteers to deliver it, as well as the staff to do the selection and logistics of checking the materials out. And Olivia already talked about the Turia. I also want to shout out to the children's staff. As you know, it's an amazing staff. February vacation was incredibly busy. There was some snow, but also just in general. We will never have a time when people don't complain about the parking. It is particularly bad with the snow, because for a couple of days we're down a few spaces, and even when you park on the street, you've got to kind of walk around. So the staff handled gracefully a lot of comments and frustrations about the parking, but it was busy every day. The Create a Castle event was over 3 days. And basically kids came in and they built things, and it got taken down, and they could build more the next day. In fact, they ended up moving it down here because it was so popular. It was just really a nice creative way to spend some time inside. And the rest of the programs for February vacation were very busy. Also, I just wanted to let you know, if I haven't mentioned it before, I don't know, but Culture City offers a sensory inclusive institution certification. Many this can be done on a huge scale, like you can see it at arenas and concert venues and things like that, but also museums and libraries take advantage of this. The main thing is to have your front-facing staff trained. We're trying to get all of our staff, whether they're front-facing or not. We install signage, and we have something called sensory bags at each of the service desk and one for the library things. A sensory bag includes headphones, so that if you just need quiet, it also has a lot of fidgets. We have a weighted blanket, so if somebody just needs some space and time to calm down. And it also has sunglasses that filter out some of the lighting that can be really difficult. It's very typical for, have I mentioned this before? Okay, great. It's very typical to think of folks on the spectrum really benefiting from this, but I think it's really important to note that people struggling with general mental health issues, people with PTSD, people that are experiencing dementia, also have a lot of sensory sensitivities that that we can offer to help them to make this space a little bit better. The Health Nook will become a place where you can go to sort of sit and get some quiet. It's not really used that much, and when it does, it's very quiet in there. And then there's signs all over that says, look, if you need headphones or glasses, then check to the service desk. It's part of our equity goals in terms of making sure that the space is accessible and our programs are accessible. So it could also happen that if there's a program going on and a person and their caregiver need to leave to calm down, they have tools that they can check out here. So it's quite nice. It's been really well received by the staff. I think we're up to about 80% trained, which is excellent. And we're shooting for 100%. So. Michelle talked about the library card contest. That's going well. And also working on the Let It Grow program with the Reading Public Schools, which is, they're heading it up, and they will send kids out with little goals all around town. It might be stop by the library, stop by the police station. You know, it's just to encourage kids of a certain age to be independent and out in the community. I believe it's based on the Anxious Generation book, or related to that? It's related to that, yeah. Also, just another reminder that we'll be closed on Tuesday, May 19th, all day for our Staff Development Day, which will be at the Mass Library Association Conference in Danvers. Local elections are April 7th. Your next general meeting is on April 13th, and town meeting starts on April 27th. Just important, I give you the date of the next meeting because even being reelected, incumbents need to be resworn in with the town clerk before that meeting. If it's a pinch, then the town clerk can come over here and swear you in. But you just need to make sure you get sworn in before that meeting. I just shout out to Albert Pless, who is our Director of Equity and Social Justice. He was honored last Friday at the State House for the 2026 Massachusetts State House Black Excellence event on the Hill. It's an annual event, and he received an award and was nominated by Rich Hegarty and Brad Jones, who represent the Reading community. We're also excited. I think we are fully staffed in public services with our newest librarian, who's filled a position, Stacy Duran. You'll see Stacy around. Stacy comes from an academic library background, but has a lot of experience with customer service and dealing with research and things like that. So we're very excited to have Stacy on board. Also, we're hoping this week to find our a 20-hour-a-week library associate position. In your notes, it says we had 49 applications. We ended up having 52 applications. And let me just tell you, for a 20-hour-a-week job with benefits, we were just floored. I mean, they just kept coming in and coming in and coming in, and it was a really wide. It's been very difficult because some of them are young people that are just looking to get started, to get some work under their belt. Some of them were people with MLIS degrees that were perhaps maybe laid off or looking to jump tracks from one type of library to another. Again, I think we've mentioned this before, that we are, one of the things that we're striving for, particularly at this entry-level position, is customer service, handling difficult situations, de-escalation, the ability to stay calm, positive customer service experience. So we're we're going to be interviewing this week for that, this and next week for that, and hope to have a decision soon. And that's pretty much it. It was, February was a quote unquote short month, but with the snow, it was a very long month. So if there's any questions about how things rolled out in February, I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, that's what I have for the director's report.
Any questions, comments? Always thank you, Amy, as always.
Oh, I'm sorry. One thing that's not
Yep.
in here
Go ahead.
is that we did submit the annual report to the town, Cappy had a lovely letter that we put in front of the actual report. And now that I think about it, I will make sure that I send out a copy to each of you.
I have a quick question on the financial report. Amy, the money is, for the studio.
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's under gifts and donations.
Yes.
Can you explain that? Was that?
Yes.
Was that from the foundation or was that? from an
No, that was a
individual?
that was a private donation of someone who didn't wish it to be
Yeah.
anonymous. And it's meant for anything that we end up doing in the studio, because at the time we were, it could be an art space, it could be a maker space, it could be a lot of things. And so far we have used that money for things like the IMAX, upgrading the IMAX, things like that. Some of the equipment that goes into the room. I think we have plans to do some makerspace things that might be used in the studio. And so we might use it to purchase equipment for that. So
So it's used for like bigger items. It's not used
Yes.
for supplies.
it's not really used for supplies. I mean, and honestly, we're noticing now after 10 years, there's certain things like, and we're looking at the teen spot, like some of the chairs in the teen spot they're really kind of showing their wear. Some of the chairs, the rolly chairs in there are showing some wear. So that could be also used to be replacing or reupholstering furniture, or getting new tables and things like that. So yes, larger things for that space.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Next item is the approval of the February 9th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Those include all the handouts that you received as well.
I'll move to approve the February 9th, 26 minutes as presented.
A second.
A second.
We'll call vote, starting with Andrew Grimes online.
Yes.
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 Yes, sorry. I was saying it to you and not the mic.
Yes, approved.
I think I will abstain. I was not here. So the motion carries 5. Future agenda items. What we have listed is April, the OESJ annual update. Nothing currently for May. And for June, the summer programming update, election of officers, the trustee meeting dates, and the holiday schedule.
I did have one other to add. Our ACE liaison reached out. I'd like
Yes.
to give an update in the near future as well.
Okay. Would that be in April?
Yes.
So an ACE update in April. And the other thing I'll mention is that I was speaking with Olivia and our local history librarian, Jocelyn Gould. We do want to add something either to the collection development policy or possibly the local history room policy that clearly they have a change that they'd like to add. So I may add that to a review piece in April with a vote on any changes in May, assuming they can get me the changes in writing in time for the April meeting. So I'd add the local history room use policy to the April meeting.
Excellent. Thank you. Any other agenda items, discussion, questions? If not,
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Andrew?
Yes.
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 Yes. I am a yes. We are adjourned as of 7:46 PM.